What's going on, guys? Junior's Fishing Company. Another inline video. Last one I made gold with a little bit of white and black. Smaller inline, 4 to 5 inches. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a step up, usually at least 5, sometimes closer to 6 inches. And I'm using thicker wire on this one. You could easily get away with 0.04, but this is 0.051. And again, 0.04 is plenty strong, especially on smaller inlines like this. Sometimes I just like to have the stronger wire. It adds a little bit more weight and it's just stiffer. So I've got a size 5 premium finish blade from Lure Parts Online. This is just silver. I really don't go to number 6. I've got a couple number 6s that I'll use sometimes. But if I go any bigger than this, I usually end up just putting on a willow blade or a Colorado blade or a Indiana blade. So that's just my personal preference too. So I'm going to fit my blade onto my bait, and again, you just want to make sure that the outside of the bait, when you hold it like this, faces the outside, because when it spins, you want the outside. If these blades are specifically made to spin a certain way. I've got a 5/32 small silver bead that I'm going to fit on there. They just fit barely on to these 0.051 stainless steel wire, but it's important to put that little bead on. When I fit this is 3/8 ounce, just a 3/8 ounce black worm weight. The Clevis spins a lot better on this bead as opposed to the paint, and that's just what I found making a bunch of inlines. I'm going to put 3 beads on this, and they're all going to be 5/16. So I'll put my 3 silver beads on there. These silver beads just seem to last a lot longer. The gold beads, after a while, maybe a season or something, sometimes shorter, the gold kind of fades to like a brass, but not a big deal. So again, I said this in the video before, I want to make sure that this blade is not lower than this bottom bead. The skirt I'm going to use today, I'm going to use 2 of the same skirt. This is a Northland tackle crazy leg skirt. I just really like these skirts. I like how the inside is just a little bit shorter than what the outside, in this case blue. Sometimes it's black and red or whatever. They have a bunch of different colors. But I'm a really big fan of these skirts. Now, I don't just put them on like this. You could easily do that, but I have found that they swim a lot better. Almost kind of like what you do with a spinnerbait. You can flip it around and I'll feed it on that way. So again, you can kind of see that skirt. It doesn't fall. It doesn't get pushed down right away. It comes out and then down. And so if this blade is hitting this skirt, the blade might not spin very well. So I'll take my second skirt and I'll feed that right onto there. Flip it. And you can kind of see how the bait's going to end up turning out. I want to make sure I have not too much of a gap like this, but if it's pressed too hard, that blade won't spin. So you usually want just a little less than a 1/4 inch or so between your clevis and your looped end wire. I'm going to get this wire bent and we'll get a hook on. Okay, so now when finishing off your inline, to make the other loop on the bottom, I'm going to show you the steps of how to do that. So when you make your inline, the loop that comes with it is going to be the top, and then you're going to bend out whatever you don't need. And the first rule when you're doing this is you want to make sure that on the top of your bait you leave a 1/4 inch or less to allow that clevis to spin without hitting the top bend in your wire. So I've got these little pliers that help create kind of the the nice little loop, so we can just pretend I left this blank so that you're going to be able to see everything well. So I'm going to take this right at the bottom where the widest part is, and I'm going to bend it about parallel with itself. And then I can take it over to my little screw here, and I'm going to want to make sure that this blank line is down towards me. I'm going to bend it, holding the other one, about 45 degrees off of my screw, and I can take it off. Now it'll get a little crooked, so take a pair of pliers and you're going to straighten that out. You're going to go back to your screw and you're going to rotate it 1, 2, 3 is usually good. You can go 4 if you want. Now I've got all of this tag end, so I'm going to take my wire cutters and I'm going to get as close as I can to that bottom part, and I'm going to snip it off. There will be a little piece sticking out here. You can mash it down if you want. Really the only thing you want to make sure is that you come back here and straighten this out again, and you will have your inline ready to fish. Alright, wire is bent. Now I've got a size 3 round bend treble. It's a little small for a bait like this, but I prefer just a smaller hook. These things are rock solid. Again, I've never had one of these bend out or snap unless I've cut them out of a fish's mouth. I'm going to use on this one a 25-pound split ring. Again, how many 25-pounders I've caught in my life? A few muskies, but that's just about it. So now you can see with that smaller hook and that smaller split ring, my hook is going to be completely hidden, and it really goes to about right here. So I've got plenty of skirt that's going to be able to kind of dance behind my hook. With the number 5 blade, I mean this blade pushes water pretty well, and the heavy weight, you can bomb this thing. So no, this is a good inline. This is one of my favorite patterns just of any inline I've ever made, with the blue and the chartreuse with that silver on like an overcast day in clear water. This is my favorite bait to throw. So Junior's Fishing Company, juniorsfishing.com. We'll see you on the next one.